Well, hi, my name's Steve, and I'm just give you a little run through of the features of Sue in case you haven't found them all and what it's about and how I use it. This is the what sort of thing you'll see if somebody sends you their Sue link and says you might want to join this social site. So at the top there's a join button. You click on there, you fill in your details. You can be as honest as you want in there. Take note of their terms and conditions. It does matter. There are rules in here such as you should not upload content that infringes copyright. If you do, then you won't be paid. They do check your feed before they pay you, and they can, if you're violating their terms, then they can terminate your account. So stick to the rules if you want a happy experience here. So I'll say something about the date of birth. I mean, you can put your real date if you want people to see it, but there is the option to hide it as well, which is very useful. So once you're logged in and set up, you'll want to set up your profile. Set a profile picture. That's me and guitarist Paul Gilbert. There's a picture of my guitar as the background. You can set some biographical details and a link. You can link to your other social accounts so people can find you, and enter some other details about yourself so that people know they're looking at the right person. Notice I do have an ad blocker, but I don't turn it on for Sue because they depend on ad revenue. That's where your income is going to come from. So you should encourage people to do that. I mean, there are options on some of these ads to turn them off if you don't want to see the particular ones, if they're not appropriate to you. So we look at some of the other options. So you've got a set of menu options here. So feed is, well, this one's your profile link. This one's your feed, which is what we're seeing here, all the posts from people I follow and my friends. My network shows what people, your friends, have been doing, liking stuff. So this might indicate things that you're interested in and you want to follow up. So you can click on one of those and see the post. That actually pops up over the existing one, so you need to click the X to close that. Popular, I don't use so much because it just tends to be pictures that people like, and I'm not into just pictures. Groups are a very useful feature. So this is where people can set up a group. This is one I created about running, and people can discuss that topic without putting it on their actual feed, because there might be some stuff that's specialist. There are different types of group. Those are public. These are all public groups. But when you create one, you have the option for it to be closed or private. The advantage of the closed and private ones is that it doesn't have to be approved by the Sue team. Public groups do have to be approved at the moment. I don't know if that's going to change. So if you want a group just to discuss your upcoming wedding or something, then you might want a private group for that. But public groups do earn you a little extra money, and you also nominate a charity that will get some of the money. I'm an admin on a couple of other groups, so I help control the spam, which is inevitable. Messages, you can send person-to-person messages within Sue. This is one of my network who I've been helping out, and you can see previous messages there. You can even send pictures to people, so that's for your private communications. The bank, this is the bit people want to know about. Now you'll see mine is fairly healthy. I do have a fairly large following and some network, and that means that I earn something each day. It can vary quite a lot. So I had a peak a couple of weeks ago. Let's see, I've just come in with a notification. I'll talk about that in a minute. But it's dropped a bit. Depends what's going on, and you can see what money has come in each day, and then I'll be making some charity donations and other transfers, which we'll talk about. Analytics, which is my favourite bit. I like to see what's been going on. So you can see your total statistics here, and there's the day-to-day views. Goes up and down, but you can also see how many views each post has had, views, likes and comments. In the mobile app, on Android at least, you can also see how many shares they've had, which is useful. So you can also get graphs for likes and comments if you're interested. Can be a little slow to redraw. Come on. There you go. Discover users. This is a place to find people you might want to follow. Sue's being a bit slow today. When you're ready. There we go. So these will largely be verified accounts. You'll see with the tick. The way you get a verified account, as far as I'm aware, is if you link to a Facebook or Twitter account which has been verified by those services, or if you have some relationship with the Tsu team and they will verify you then. But you really have to have some prominence to get verified by Tsu, and so don't go begging for it because they won't do it. I don't think they'll change that. Right, so the notifications is very important. You can see what's happened there, so I can see that Elliot has mentioned me, so he replied to my comment. I can say I like that comment. I don't have all notifications on. Larry here is my Tsu parent, so I can see when he's posted. You can also see some of the chats, although I'll note that not all incoming chats are showing up there at the moment. Friend requests, I won't see any because I have that turned off at the moment, because I was getting lots of friend requests from people I really don't know and I'm not interested in, so I only turn that on if I want to set up a link to someone I do know. And here, not but maybe obvious, is the menu, the other menu. So profile just takes you to my profile page. Settings, there are various settings. The general one is your user details. Okay, it's exposed my email address, but there you go. The birth date, there is an option here to hide your birthday. That isn't actually my exact birthday, so you may want to hide that if you don't want everyone to see it on your profile and see when your birthday is. It'll pop up on that day. It'll give them an indication on the side of the screen that it's your birthday. Profile, this is where you can set up your profile picture. You can take it from your social networks, links to things. If your partner or spouse is on Tsu, you can link to their account, and then other social accounts you can set up here if you want them to appear. Some types of social accounts, such as Twitter and Facebook, you actually connect via their API, so they can really verify that those are your accounts, because then it will be able to post to those accounts for you. At least it can post to Twitter. I don't know about Instagram. You used to be able to do it to Facebook, so that anything on a Tsu post you could say, I want this to appear on Facebook, but there was a dispute with Facebook that people were spamming it, and so that facility has been removed. But you can still post to cross-post to Twitter. When you have set up social accounts, it will show you if any of your friends on those services are on Tsu as well, and so I already follow mine, but you might find some of your friends that way. The other way to get your friends onto Tsu is by inviting them. So basically, this is the important thing. It's the link to your profile. You send that in an email, post it in a message on Facebook, which was blocked for a while. During this dispute with Facebook, they were not allowing any links to Tsu. You can also send email invitations. I haven't used that facility, so I don't know how well that works. Privacy. You can control what happens with your feed. You might want to allow people to post on your feed. I don't generally want anyone to do that. I don't mind people sending me messages, but if they're annoying, there is an option to block people. I don't receive friend requests, as I said. This one's an important one, I think, to turn on, is to accept peer-to-peer payments so that people can send you money. It might be because they like your content, or perhaps because you've won a competition that they've done. There are lots of competitions on Tsu. I don't think you want to keep your feed private unless it's something you really don't want public. Make it visible to the public. I'm not quite sure how those are exclusive. And stop search engines. I wouldn't have that one either, but I can't see that search engines are really finding stuff, to be honest, or not as well as they should be. Notifications. If you're getting a lot of these, you can turn some of them off. So I'm not that bothered about knowing when a post is liked, or when I've got a new follower. If it's someone that's interesting, then I expect they'll comment and I'll know they're following me. But you'll see I've got quite a lot of followers, so I'm not that interested. So turn those off if it gets too annoying. The family tree I haven't talked about. Sorry, I've got a bit out of order. So this shows how many people are following you, how many friends you have, and then okay, and the rest of this is your network. So 865 people have signed up to Sue using my link, which sounds impressive, but to be honest, very few of them are using it, so they don't actually make me much money. And between them, they've recruited another 405 people, but again, they're not doing much. There's a few of them are active. Mr. G Vader here is, and you'll see Arafat here does have a network of his own, and again, not particularly active, but you've got to recruit people to build Sue as a site, and if they are active, then you will get paid. That's how it goes. That's why there's money in my bank. I can't tell exactly where it comes from. Some of that's from my views, some will be from my children. Okay, let's go back to the home page. So when you're creating a post, you have options here. You can add a picture, you can add title, public. Titles are useful. It's just something that will appear on a post. Makes it, see that one there, it's got a title. You can just see it appears a bit bigger and bolder. You can make it friends only if you want. This is why you need to be careful about who you set as your friends, because then that gives you that privacy control. But I rarely use that because the sort of stuff I post on Sue is all public. And here you can say whether you want it to appear on Twitter. There are some posts it doesn't want to if they're too long or with pictures, but it can be useful to cross-post there, and then people might find it and come to your Sue account. Charities. There are lots of charities on Sue. I'll see one here. So Viet Dreams are creating drinking water systems for people in Vietnam, at least. So if you go to their page, you'll see there is a make a donation button. So you can go there and say, I want to give them 10 cents. I'll make that public. That's optional. And you can say, ask for your password there. I have a password manager to do that. So that has been done. If I now go to my bank, you'll see the donation went out there. If it's someone else, so if I like Elliot's posts, I can transfer him some money in the same way. There's no commission on those transfers at the moment. They will, I think, be introducing a 3% commission, but I hope that won't be on charity. I don't expect it will be, but that's part of how Sue are expecting to make money. Any other things I need to cover? I think that's about it. If you've got any questions, just ask and I'll try and help. I've been on Sue since October 2014, more or less when it started. So I've got a fair bit of experience. I've found lots of interesting people to talk to and made lots of new friends. And I think it's a wonderful site with lots of possibilities. So explore them, try everything. If you're not sure, ask. And the most important thing is to have fun. Thank you.